Welcome back to episode 24. It's a huge episode this week. We are, of course, paying tribute to Rob Edwards and asking our Luton Town fans who's next. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on who's the next manager through the door. Plus, AI is predicting our home fixtures. And because it's January, it's a rubbish month, we're asking these guys to come up with their worst ever Luton Town 11. We have got Sam and Mark back with us. Hope you've had a good rest, you two, and we're delighted to be joined by Charlie, who tweets so much about Luton Town. There's nothing he doesn't know about the club. Welcome, Charlie. How are you?
Yes, good, thank you.
Good. Let's kick all this off, shall we? Mark, we have to start with you. When that QPR goal went in, did you fear the worst?
I didn't actually, because it was a fluke goal, and we played a back four, which we've been crying out for. And although we conceded lots of chances, there were signs of encouragement. We thought, okay, he's going to try something different. And obviously, news that Isaiah Jones was signing. There were all the signs that that he was going to be given longer, but obviously not to be.
Was it the right decision in the end, though, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I say yes with a heavy heart, because obviously you know my feelings on Rob, and yeah, with a heavy heart, it was the right decision in view of where we are in the league. But yeah, just what he's done for the club. As far as I'm concerned, like, he'll be a legend. He's the manager that took us to the Premier League. Like, John Steele got us back into the league, and no one should ever forget what he's done. I mean, his legacy with the Premier League money, been building new grounds, and yeah, his legacy should not be forgotten over the last couple of months. And yeah, I've never wanted anyone to succeed more. I wanted him to turn it around, because he's such a nice guy. And yeah, there's sadness it didn't work out, but it's probably the right decision.
Yeah. Sam, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I think it probably should have been done a few weeks before, to be honest. And I'm sad to see him go, but I think that he should have been. It's a better late than never.
Okay. Charlie, give us just your thoughts on this and memories of Rob Edwards.
Yeah, again, same again. It was right time. It'd been coming for a good few weeks, probably 5-6 weeks, in my opinion. Yeah, change was needed. So, but yeah, lovely bloke. Gave most Luton fans the best day of their life when we won a playoff final. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is how Twitter wanted to pay its respects. Gaz says he was a humble, classy, and just a genuinely good person. Really is the kind of character you'd want in control. Unfortunately, when performances aren't good enough, things have to change. Genuinely sad it's have to come to this. Scott says he was class start to finish, an amazing man and a true legend. And Dan says, thanks, Rob. Memories I will never forget. Go smash it at your next job. And I think that summarizes what everyone feels. Zach's joined us as well. Hi, Zach. Welcome to the show. Just give us what Rob Edwards means to you as a very young fan.
So he was a good manager, in my opinion, but he gave me the best day of my life, the best memory I've had with the Hatters. But I think he has had his time, and it hasn't been the best season for us, but he tried his best. He tried his best for the team, but I think him to mutually agree to resign was the right option at this stage.
Absolutely. So on behalf of all of us here at Where Hatters Walk, we haven't been one of those podcasts calling for Rob Edwards out at all season, and I thank Mark and Sam towards the end maybe, but certainly Mark has been incredibly positive. But thank you, Rob Edwards, and we obviously all of us here wish you all the best. And I don't think Sam is going to be out of work for very long. Do you?
I'm not sure, because I think him being Luton manager took a big toll on him. It seemed like he wasn't looking the happiest the last few weeks. So it wouldn't surprise me if he takes a break. But he will have clubs that are looking at him.
Yeah.
I imagine League One or maybe lower end Championship is where he'll go.
Yeah.
I mean, it might even be the Wickham job is
Yeah.
available soon.
Yeah, a
Report
bit of a
today.
swap going on, won't there? Yeah, okay.
Swap
That
deal.
leads us nicely on to who do you all want next, and it feels a little bit sour doing this discussion straight on the back of eulogising Rob Edwards, but let's do it anyway. Charlie, shall we have a look at the betting odds if we can? Matt Bloomfield has come in as a favourite at the moment anyway. Stephen Schumacher, Steve Cooper's name has been mentioned, Neil Harris is in there, David Wagner, Russell Martin, the usual ones that come up in this one. Nathan Jones, his name has appeared in there. What are your thoughts on that? And John Terry somehow makes the list as well. Charlie, run us through your thoughts on that list of potential replacements.
Yeah, to be honest, there's not nothing jumps out at me looking at the list. Of the situation we're in, we need results immediately, really. Bloomfield, a lot of potential. I can see it going that way, but there's no guarantee he's going to turn things around immediately. We'll laugh at Nathan Jones, but he'd keep us up. It'll never happen, obviously, now, but
yeah,
he'd keep us up.
Is there anyone there on the list, Charlie, that you say absolutely over my dead body?
Likes of John Terry. No, not for me. Neil Harris as well. It's a strange name on the list. Not one I'd go for.
Yeah, it doesn't seem a match made in heaven, that does it? With Neil Harris football and Luton Town. Mark, you must have. Thanks for Charlie. You must have some thoughts yourself, Mark.
Yeah, well, I've heard some betting companies have suspended the betting now, such as the favourite for Matt Bloomfield, and it's not it's a decent choice. We go for an up and coming manager that's sort of learned his trade in the lower leagues, and so yeah, I think Matt Bloomfield's going to get it. The other name that hasn't been mentioned, who I would love, would have been Liam Rosenior for the job that he did at Hull, and he was the brains behind Derby. So yeah, initially I said either Liam Rosenior or Matt Bloomfield, so I think it will be the latter.
Okay. I did see one Luton account today, Zach, talk about Sean Dyche. I'm not sure it was a parody account. Would you even entertain that idea?
I think he's done an all right job this season with Everton, considering they were starting off the season not the best, I believe. But he did a good job with Burnley a couple of seasons ago in the Championship, and I'm sure he'd have another run out in the Championship if he were given the chance.
Okay, I'm sure Watford fans would have something to say about that. But I mean, Sam, we've talked before about relegation, and you're not going down, are you? But does the signing of Isaiah Jones speak a little bit of desperation? Because we talk to our Middlesbrough fans, of course, every week, like we do you, and they are very thankful you've taken him off their hands, because he has had a poor season so far.
I don't think it smacks of desperation. I would say on the relegation fears, if I had to say now, I don't think we would go down, but I think I hope the club isn't complacent, because it is a possibility with our form we're in, and a lot of the clubs near us are also picking up new managers. And they might also be getting into form. So I think on to Isaiah Jones. It's early to say, but I think he's had mostly a pretty good career. And I've also seen lots of Borough fans who said that he is quite a promising player, and he just hasn't fitted into the system this season. So we'll see if they're right or not, or whether he is good. But he does seem like someone we need, like a pacey winger, which we've been lacking since Ogbene left.
Oh, absolutely. He'll dribble the ball into the corner. What unfortunately he won't do is get his head up and look for the cross. Charlie, were you happy with this signing?
I was pleasantly pleased with it, to be honest. It's the pace we've been lacking. It's a bit more balance on the right side. We've been playing Tahith Chong there for the last few weeks, and that's not his position. Everyone knows that's not his position. So getting a bit of balance back on the right side with someone with a bit of pace, I'm happy with that. His stats were good last year as well, and he's always looked good against us.
Okay. A quick word on the FA Cup, Zach, if you will. Are you too bothered about that result against Forest? I mean, they're a good side. There's no disgrace in losing.
To be honest, going up to Forest, where they are in the Premier League and how well they're doing, to be honest, I didn't really expect to come out there with much, and I'd much rather focus on the league at the minute, make sure we ensure our place in the Championship next season. So I'm not too fussed about the result. I think it was quite good, to be honest. I know it's a 2-0 loss, but I think it could have been a whole lot worse had we played differently.
Okay. All right, then, before we move on and look at how AI predicts how your season will go, drop us a subscribe if you haven't yet done so already. We're very grateful for all the views and all the comments that Mark and Sam and others have been getting in the lead up towards Christmas. Our target is to get 150 subscribers by the end of this month. If you can help us get there, that is absolutely massive. Obviously, there's loads of Luton content out there. We are only what have I done there? 3 months or so old, but it's huge credit to you guys and everyone watching for the progress that we've massively made. Right then, Mark, do you believe in AI?
No.
Good, right? Because here we go. we asked AI to look at all your home fixtures to come. And first of all, Mark, I think we should say you've got a bit of a tough job coming up at home in relation to some of these fixtures. Either the team you're playing against will be fighting for promotion or playoffs, or the round and about where you are. There only seems to be Bristol City towards the end of the season where there's really not much to kind of play for. So this is going to be tough. 18 points is what AI reckons. They reckon you'll beat Preston, you'll beat Plymouth, you'll beat Portsmouth, and you'll beat Bristol City and Coventry. But other than that, the rest of it will be losses and draws. Would you take 18 points now?
Well, and obviously we've got the new manager coming in. And interesting, you talk about Isaiah Jones. I think it's a brilliant signing.
Yeah.
For a debut, he played really well at Forest, and obviously, I think confidence is massive. I think if we just get the momentum, get a few wins under our belts, it will lift the confidence of the players. And I think the players lift the fans, and the fans lift the players. So I just think if we can get a couple of runs, we can sort out the away form and get on the run, then I reckon we could get some momentum. We're in a relegation position, but I think we've got enough quality to get out if we can just get everyone up to the level. So I think the next 5 games aren't too bad until we go to Sunderland. So hopefully we can get some momentum, get some results together, and then start climbing the table.
Yeah, Charlie, do you believe that everything's going to be okay? What sort of fan are you? Are you half glass full or is it half glass empty?
No, so I'm optimistic. We've got more than enough to stay up. It's majority the same squad we had in the Premier League, which was a joy to watch at times. So the quality is there. We've all seen it's there, but it's just been lacking this season. They're just the same players, especially in the front line. So if you've got goal scorers that are going to get you double figures, you can't go down, surely.
Yeah. It starts with Preston then this weekend, Sam. We have a look back to when you played them in August. It feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? I think third game of the season, something like that. You were on the wrong end of a Will Keane goal. But look at that Luton Town side that played in August. How much further on do you think you are in terms of the quality of the team now that here we are sat 5 months later on?
Well, I think that Baptiste and Clark midfield did not work very well at all first few games. Ogbene we're missing a bit at right wing back, and Mengi were also missing. But I mean, the formation and the style we play will be completely different this time against Preston. That 3-4-3 should be more of a 4-2-3-1 if Bloomfield. That's what he normally plays, and yeah, we should have more quality in midfield. We'll have more options off the bench because we have Jones. Brown wasn't fit at the time, and yeah, I think we should be getting a result in this kind of game.
Okay. Zach, your prediction for Preston?
To be honest, I think new manager coming in, we've got some new signings as well. I think we'll get a win to start off the new manager's reign well. I reckon it'll be a close game because we're getting involved in lots of those, but I reckon we'll win 2-1 with some home form.
Good. We'd like to hear some positivity. I don't think Luton are going down at all. I think there's definitely 3 worse teams, as we've said this before. But the points have got to come, Mark, haven't they? Is Preston a must win?
No, I don't think it's a must win, but it's I mean, I think must win's an overused word, but no, it's not a must win. We've still got 20 games to go, but I think it will do so much. There'll be that positive bounce with the new manager, and then if we're playing the right formation, we've got players coming back. Alfie Dougherty's not very far away. Isaiah Jones, and then we got Tom Krause and Jordan Clark looked really sharp when he came on at Forest. So yeah, I'm expecting a great atmosphere and a bit of a bounce on Saturday, and I think we'll win 2-0.
Okay, good shout. Fingers crossed you do, and join us next week as we review all of that. Before we let you go, though, this week we are, of course, kicking off a 4-week program of finding Luton Town's worst ever 11 in the last sort of 20 years of Championship, and obviously we know you've been down in other leagues. We're starting with goalkeepers. Join us next week as we ask the team to come up with their worst 2 strikers. But goalkeepers, then, can we, between the 4 of us, come up with the worst goalkeeper that the 4 of you have ever seen put on a Luton Town shirt? Who wants to kick off this debate? Charlie, you look like you've got a name first on your lips there. You're still muted, though.
There we go. That's better. There's a couple that spring to mind. So more recent years, our first season back in the Championship, we had Simon Sluga. He just struggled to hold on to anything, to be honest. Threw a few in the net. And going back a couple more years, we had a playoff campaign. I think it was League 2, where Blackpool knocked us out, and we had Stuart Moore in goal, on loan from Reading. And I think he only played 9-10 games for us, but he was awful as well. So they're the 2 that I'll put forward.
All right, there's 2 good shouts. Zach, can you beat that?
To be honest, the first one which sprung to mind to me was Sluga. Of course, I've been a Luton fan for about 10 years, but I can only really remember the last couple of years because I was younger then, and my mum was just set on watching football. But if I were to say one, I'd say Simon Sluga. He had a couple of howlers. I remember Derby away. He let one go through his legs into the goal. And there was a couple at home where he just missed the ball completely and it went in.
Okay. Sam?
I think I'm going to have to agree with Stuart Moore. I think I remember Blackpool in the playoffs, and I can't remember exactly the circumstance, but I think he either dropped the ball or he let it go through. But it was at fault for a really bad error in the playoffs against Blackpool in League 2. And so, yeah, Stuart Moore I would agree with.
Okay. Mark, you've been listening to all this. You've seen a fair number in your time, but who takes the biscuit for you?
Well, I'm still scarred by that 2017 playoff against Blackpool, and I actually remember I just couldn't believe how the game went, and I was actually the last to leave the ground. I was so gutted, I didn't want to believe it. So Stuart Moore takes that for me. But in terms of everyone's views on Simon Sluga, I'm blaming that on Graham Jones for bringing him from another country, chucking him in, and then not resting him when he had a rough start. But Sluga came good in the end. So I've got some sympathy with Sluga, blaming it on Graham Jones. But yeah, go for Stuart Moore.
Okay, I think Stuart Moore from all 4 of you. manages to get it. Think ahead for next week. We're playing a 4-4-2, so we want 2 dodgy strikers in the 20 years you've been watching Luton that couldn't hit a cow's backside with a you-know-what. Thank you very much, Charlie. Great to have you on. Zach, great to have you on. Thank you very much for guesting with us this week. Hope to see you again soon. If you haven't yet subscribed, you know what to do. Thank you very much. Fingers crossed for you this week, fellas. Fingers crossed you can beat Preston. Fingers crossed you get your manager that you want in place. And otherwise, we don't want to be discussing Nathan Jones. I'm sure we won't be. See you in 7 days' time. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great week.